NASDAQ is adapting. Whether you like it or not, it's adapting, and it's adapting every single day. And it's all because of the new trend, the new day traders, all because they want to steal the money from you. And I'm telling you now, if they steal the money from you, you most likely aren't going to make it back because they're trying to make you fail. Everybody tries to say day trading is the one thing that can never change, but it does because the market changes every single day. There's a new pattern that somehow appears. And I'm going to tell you now, patterns change. They change. They change every single day. And patterns will make it change. We've all seen nowadays that highs, liquidity sweeps, everything, right? Price action levels don't want to be hit. You always aim for longs and somehow you hit shorts. How did you hit shorts? How did it go shorts? Well, it's because all the retail traders bought longs and they're using you as liquidity. You're becoming the liquidity. When you're in day trading, you always think you're playing the big game. You're playing against the giants, but the truth is they're playing against you. You are the one that's losing now because you're the liquidity. The masses have joined day trading. They've all become day traders. Masses, billions of dollars are now in day trading. And every time they can use you as liquidity because you can't do anything about it. When you click long, they can short. That is the problem. Patterns are changing, and the more often they change, the less there are for us to realize. Concepts are becoming irrelevant. Eventually they will. And this is so irregular that you can't see it on a every single day basis. I'm saying every single other day, at least a week, your highs are getting edged. Let's imagine it. At a long. Actually, I'm going to show you. 1 second. And this is a prime example. Edging the high and then dumping. Listen, everybody's in profit at this point. Everybody's hit longs. They're all aiming for these highs. And then guess what? All that profit has been transferred into the liquidity for the big giants to use you as the money, to use you to dump, to make them money. Because that's how trading works, okay? Somebody's money is moving from one wallet to another wallet. Somebody else is losing on the half you're winning. There's always a balance. When you're winning, somebody's losing. When somebody's losing, you're winning. Or other way around. You get the fucking point. The point is, you are becoming liquidity. Every single day, you go for the obvious pick. The obvious pick does play out most of the time. Today, it played out. Obviously, it was shorts because we had a lot of chop. It was so much chop today, so much up and down, so much consolidation. It was wild. But listen, you are the liquidity. That means you must be aware that the obvious thing might not play out. You should look for a reversal most of the time. That's why reversals are so good, because you want to be the smart one. You don't want to be the one that's chasing people, chasing the adrenaline, the hype, quickly, the momentum, the volatility. I placed a trade today and I was literally floating for at least an hour and a half. I was literally just sat there and my TP hit after an hour and a half. That is insane for me. Normally my TPs hit in 10 to 15 minutes. You need to have patience. Patience pays. That's what Warren Buffett said. That's what you need to do. The impatient pay for the patient. Yeah? The money moves from the impatient to the patient. Pretty obvious, pretty standard things. You need to realize this, because if you're the liquidity, you will lose everything. Stop. Retail traders are becoming the liquidity for the big giants. We all like to joke around that. You're my liquidity. Ha 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 ha. Yes, but the problem is the liquidity is now used by the giants, the market makers, the ones that move the markets. And if they move the markets, probability and patterns will change. Because truth be told, people who are stockbrokers are kind of stupid. They want to make money easy. They want to go home and make money. And during the summertime, they want to make money the easiest way possible. So what they're going to do, there's no money in summertime. There's no money coming because everybody's pulled out. Pause. But everybody's pulled out all their money for the summer. Remember, most of the time, all the money goes in May. And then it comes back in September for quarter four. That's why quarter four is so volatile. That's why there's so much money, because money's coming in. Everyone wants to make money, 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 because everybody just finally got a vacation and they want to lock in. And that is the perfect time. And because there's no liquidity from the giants, right? You are the liquidity. They need money from somewhere. They need the money to be volatile from somewhere. So they're going to take it from you. You are the second option. The liquidity, the retail traders are the second option. And because there's so much money in retail traders, there is so much volatility. Why does the market move so much now? Because there's so much non-steady income. Imagine a giant just pours 15 billion into one button. But retail traders, 10k, 150 million of them. Do you understand the difference? Different timings, different processing times. Obviously, when the fucking Citadel presses a button and enters with 15 billion, they're obviously going to have a massive candle up and there's going to be no wicks. But we have wicks now because retail traders are the liquidity. They're the ones putting the most money into the market. It is becoming a game where we are the market makers now, and we're horrible at it. We are literally horrible because we're all stupid. When it comes down to it, honestly, a lot of retail traders are so stupid. That's why the retail trader game is so easy money. It's easy money. It's easy money because if you're actually smart, you will do it so easily. Right? And I'm going to get to my next point now, so we're going to switch off this. Yeah. But you must be wondering, why is the title NASDAQ is adapting and so should you? Well, because the game of trading is really just survival of the fittest. It is. And if you're not the survival of the fittest, you will not win. It's a game of winning. I told you, somebody wins, somebody loses. And I'm telling you, you want to be on the winning end, because if you're on the losing end, you will lose. You will lose every single time, guaranteed. Now, why is that? Because you're playing a game. It's a game. Why is it win or lose? Why can't somebody get break? Why can't somebody be in the middle? Well, because of one single reason. It's a game. And when it's a game, well, people, I think we have our answer. When people are in a game, they take it unseriously. I know. It's a game. Okay? So somebody loses, somebody wins. It's not a business model. It's not a business. Everybody likes to call it, it's a business. I do this business thing. I did this blah, 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 blah. No, it's a game. Money is really a game. It's a number on a screen nowadays. It's a woo thing. So, knowing this, you need to play the game. It's a win or lose. Let's imagine this like Fortnite, because everybody who was a Fortnite professional, pro, who actually sweated it, is trading now. So let me tell you that in this perspective. You are a professional. You kill that guy in Fortnite. He lost, you won. That's how it works. It's the same thing. Killing your opposition, killing your opponents, completely wiping them out. That is what it means. But it's just money instead of a health bar. Instead of going back to the lobby. But you're going back. It's the same thing. You're going to get salty anyway. It's literally just a game. It's literally just Fortnite. But it's with a candlestick. Is that kind of weird? But you get the point. And I tell you this because of one single reason. You will lose if you don't realize this. You will lose. Eventually, the market will adapt. They're trying to change their patterns because why would they constantly give the same confluences a winning percentage, a winning probability? Because probability pays. Okay, it's a game of probability. So either you lose to the giants or you lose to yourself. I mean, losing to yourself, I mean psychology, emotionally, stuff like this. And losing to the giants is pattern recognition, completely gone. Confluences, completely gone. Trading volatility, completely gone. How do you expect, for example, Donald Trump, how are we going to change? How are we going to adapt to a tweet? We can't. All of a sudden, we have a Drake candle to the upside. Holy fucking shit, because he said Dell. Huh? How did we move up 500 points because he said Dell? That's an over-exaggeration, but you get the point. How? You can't adapt to it. The patterns are changing and you have to realize this now. This is just awareness of it. Nasdaq is adapting. S&P 500 is adapting. You are playing the game against the giants and you are winning, except you don't play the game properly. You can see by the strong indecision in the market. The liquidity is coming from retail traders. That's why there's so many wicks around. That's why there's a wick up to the fucking upside, because people are stupid. They keep clicking buy. Oh my god, it's gonna go up. It's gonna go up. Oh my god. No. The retail people, the market makers, just want to keep the market steady while their workers, while their bosses are off to vacationing. They're vacationing. They're literally off doing whatever the fuck they're doing. They're having a massive Mile High Club in a private jet that costs 200 million. Realize this and you will succeed. Liquidity is coming from retail traders in the summer, so you might as well be careful. Have awareness, be careful. Wicks shows indecision. There is strong indecision in the market. Be careful. Patterns are changing. Eventually you will have a pattern every other day, at least 2 times a week, that you're gonna get edged. The highs or lows are gonna get edged, because guess what? Your liquidity sweep no longer exists. You are the liquidity sweep. You. So, what are you gonna do now? You obviously have to change. Change now. Realize this. I'm telling you this as awareness. And if you realize this, you will win as a trader. I lost today because I didn't follow my fucking rules. Thankfully, I made it back and I made basically 60% of what I lost on top of it. But it's fine because I learned from my mistake. I learned that I have to execute, because a thought is a thought. If you have no action behind the thought, you won't have anything. You are playing against the giants. Be careful. Trading is no longer just trading. You are now in the big leagues. That's what's happened. There's so many of us. We are the big league. Citadel, everything else can't compete with us. There's so many of us. We have a higher probability of winning than them, because they move with such large cash that the market moves with them. We don't move the markets. We steadily move the markets because we're so indecisive. Why do 98% of liquidity, of 98% of traders lose or give up? Because they're the liquidity. That is literally the proof right there. The proof. You are the liquidity because of one single reason. And that is you will 98% of traders lose, meaning the money goes to the market. When the money goes to the market, that means they're the liquidity. If that isn't the proof you need, you're an idiot. You are an idiot. At least 90% of that. You need to realize that Nasdaq is adapting. You should adapt too, or you'll be left behind. It's nature. It's nature to adapt. This is the only business model that adapts. So use your brain. Use the human intervention of adapting, because if you can't adapt, what are you doing? We were literally born with adapting. Why do humans still survive and still reign supreme? Because they're adapting and they're gonna win. Well, yeah, because we adapt. Okay, that made no sense, but get the fucking point. Adapt now. Nasdaq is changing. Be aware. Sometimes your highs are going to get edged. Pause. Sometimes there's going to be a Drake candle to the downside that's big and black. Pause. But you have to realize the market is changing. Patterns are changing. You are changing. Adapt to the market. There is going to be a random thing. So fucking go balls deep into it. Take a risk. Take a risk. That's what I've realized here. I'm not taking a risk. My risk today was taking a 1.5 hour trade. Do the same. Take a risk. Yesterday I could have been up 15 fucking K. 15K. But I didn't take the trade, so I was only up $130. 130. I lost out on $14,900. Do you understand? That could pay for a fucking car. That could pay for a trip. Take the risk. Nasdaq is adapting. There is money everywhere. If you realize this early, you will win no matter what. But anyways, add my social in the description. Join my WAP if you want. I can teach you trading. psychology, emotionally, everything I can teach you. We'll talk one-on-one. But anyways, boys, have a good day. And stay safe, because you will lose your money to the great giants if you don't fucking focus. Focus. This isn't a game. This is money. It's a game that you must win, but it's a game with money. It isn't just a health bar anymore. It isn't just going back to the lobby, because you're going to go back to the lobby with a losing 50k to your name. Lock in.